Welcome back, Sherbears. Today's video is my favorites of 2017. I am not going to do dislikes of 2017. I just don't want that negativity in my life right now. So, without further ado, I am going to go down my list, and I do have a 2-page list. I'm also going to say that some of them I have honorable mentions for because I had to put them in there, okay? Also, I have an extensive collection, so choosing products that are my absolute favorites for a year are going to be a little more difficult than some people would obviously say. And a lot of these I struggled with. Let's put it that way. And just because they're my favorites doesn't mean they're your favorites. And it's the same, if I don't like something doesn't mean it's not going to work for you, and quite often it will work for somebody else. It's just a skin type or whatever, skin coloring. Okay, all disclaimers out of the way. These are my favorites, my personal favorites. Not everybody's going to like them. So, for primers, that's right, primers, I chose the Joe Fresh Mattifying Primer, which is a Canadian brand. I understand not everybody can get this, but this is my favorite affordable primer. Favorite, absolute favorite. This is in my everything from A to Z project pen. So that says something. I wanted something that I actually really love in that project. So, whoa, don't throw the product. This is actually a repeat from last year. That's a sign of a good product. That's another thing I'm going to say. I don't know if there's much of anything in here that is bought this year. Oh no, there's quite a few that's bought this year, this past year. My next one for high end is the Smashbox Photo Finish More Than a Primer Blemish Control Primer. I don't know if I can get this anymore. I haven't checked online to see if I can get it anymore, but I know every time I've been into Sephora, they do not have it. Which makes me very sad, because this is so good. This is so good. It's just my favorite high-end primer. It just is. But, that being said, doesn't go into a project because I don't want to use it up. That being said, I do have an honorable mention. That was from last year too, so you know. My honorable mention is from this year, and that is the Cover FX Mattifying Primer with Anti-Acne Treatment. I like this a lot. It's really close to the Smashbox, but not quite on the same level. Not quite. But I like it enough that when I couldn't find a backup of my Smashbox, I did buy a backup of this so that I didn't have to be scared of using up this. Sad but true. If you're going to have a backup, it's going to be something you use all the time. I honestly need to get a backup of my Joe Fresh, so that is honorable mention. For foundation, this was my hardest. I mean, so hard to choose because there are a few that have been really good this year. Really good, and most of them are high-end, but surprises. Neither one of these is from last year. Neither one of the ones I chose is from last year. So how I chose my favorite was how much was out of the bottle, because my favorite is, for high-end, my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. I just shook it up, just so you know, because I was down here. I'm down here on this bottle. I really like the coverage on this. It's not too heavy, not too light. It's just perfect. I really like this, and it was so closely tied with my Tent Idol and my Art Deco. All of them are very pricey, and yet I still went with this one because there was more out of the bottle. This is the year of the foundation. I bought so many foundations, it's not even funny. Now on to my drugstore pick was my L'Oreal Pro Glow. Of all of them, the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow foundation. I'm down here, if not further down on this. This surprised me because it's glow. I don't like glow, but this is so nice. I love this foundation, and I really need to pick up another one, but I have so many that I need to get through before I do that. So, love this. For my high-end, seems to be everybody's high-end favorite, has got to be the Tarte Shape Tape. And this will take me forever to go through because I use very little of it. You don't need that big of a doe foot applicator. It's like 3 little dots. That's all you need, if that. A lot of times it's 2 dots I use. So this, definitely love it. It does not crease under my eyes. I know a lot of people have it. I have normal under eyes. Normal. So no creasing, no from oils or dryness. So guess I'm lucky that way. My next one is the drugstore, and this is Maybelline Age Rewind. This is a repurchase. I've actually purchased this 3 times, and I thank Tati for this because she's the one that got me started on this. And this is a repeat. I liked this one last year too. Sign of a good product. For powders, I have one powder, and one powder only, the loose powder, and actually I have a pressed powder, and both of these are affordable products. I would say drugstore, but I can't get ElleS in my drugstore. So, first one is for my loose powder, my ElleS loose powder, and this is the HD one. This is great. My only qualm with it is that it's messy. It's messy. You can't open this without getting powder everywhere. So it's messy. My only qualm with it. For my pressed powder, you know me, you know this one. Say it all together. I love this one so much, it doesn't even have anything in it or anything on the lid. This is a Rimmel Stay Matte powder, and this one was in Creamy Natural. I have it in translucent as a backup. Favorite affordable powder. Love this. Panned it. Will pan it again and again and again. Love it. I like the fact that I have powders that don't cost a fortune, because there are some things that I really want the high end of. Bronzers, I have 2. Neither one of these was in my favorites last year. My first one is going to be my drugstore or affordable. As I said, I can't get e.l.f. at my drugstores. So here's the e.l.f. This is the bronzer palette. I bought this in 2016 and it made it into my 2017 favorites. I actually had to put this away from my project pan because otherwise I wasn't going to work on my other bronzers that were in there, because I really like this bronzer. This would be a repurchase. I wish they sold the individual pans because this one is like my perfect bronze for affordable. But definitely a fave. My next one is my high-end one, and I'm hoping that you guys know what I'm going to say. This is Art Deco, exclusive to Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada. You can get these online. This is in the shade 80. There's a shade 50 as well. This is just... Yeah, and this was one of the ones that I had to put them away because otherwise I wasn't focusing on what I was supposed to be focusing on. Love that. For blush, where'd it go? There it is. Okay, I have 4 blushes in this box. 2 of them are honorable mentions. So I am going to do the 2 honorable mentions. First one almost made it into my 2016 favorites. This is the Hourglass blush in Mood Exposure. I didn't choose it last year for the simple reason that I hadn't had it long enough and I didn't want to say it was like a holy grail. My God, I love this thing. I love this thing. This is the perfect blush if you don't want to put bronzer on, you just want to put some blush on. This is like the perfect blush because it looks like you're tanned but you have rosiness at the same time. It is awesome, but not my top pick. The other one was the birthday gift from Sephora, and this is in... can tell I used it. I had like powder on top. This is in Party and loved it. Of course, this is just deluxe. It was a birthday gift from Sephora, but loved it. This is a perfect everyday blush. Now for my 2 blushes that are definitely top-notch favorites. I will go with my high-end one, and that is the Clinique Cheeky Pop Blush Pop in number 13 Rosy Pop. That's a lot of pops. And that's what it looks like. It looks like I haven't used it. I guarantee you I have used this. And I loved these so much that I actually asked for more Clinique Pop blushes for my birthday and received them, because I never asked for makeup from anybody. The only person I probably asked for makeup from is my daughter, because she'd know what I was talking about. But love this blush so much that I requested more of that brand's blushes, and I do have them. The last blush actually made it into last year's, and this is the Milani Romantic Rose blush. Enough that my rose is starting to fade. So sad. I noticed that Flower Beauty is also making them like this too. I think it was Flower Beauty that I saw it makes it where it looks like a rose like that, but the Milani beats it out. I'm sure Milani will beat it out. Okay. Next on to highlight, and I only have one highlight to show you if I can find it. And this was my surprise from MAC that I did not even know I needed this in my life. And I chose the MAC Soft and Gentle. It's a cult favorite. I was doing my whole thing with Canadian owned companies, and MAC was in there, and I wanted to try a few things from their line again, and that made it into the cut and quickly became a favorite. I do have a back or a honorable mention, and it's one of the Balm Sisters, and that's in Cindy Luminizer. I think it's Cindy. I'm pretty sure it's Cindy behind me, and I don't want to turn around. I have a headache, if you couldn't tell by me going like this once in a while. I have taken something, let's hope it goes away. Next, eye primer. I'm pretty sure this made it into last year's too. This is my MAC TerriLee paint pot. This lasts forever. And it still smells okay. So this is a repeat again for favorite primer, just because it cancels out everything on your eyelids. That's so great. But I do have an honorable mention, and unfortunately it is another high-end one, and that is the Urban Decay Primer Potion in the anti-aging one. My one qualm about this is this. I wish it was just, they used to have it in just the tube where you just squeeze out of it. I think it would be better that way, because well, this is just, it kind of makes it a little more difficult to apply it. I think that's why this beat this out. Truthfully, if I'm going to be truthful, I think that's why MAC beat out the Urban Decay. For singles, oh my gosh, I put one of them away. Oh my gosh. Okay. Both my single eyeshadows are affordable. So, the first one is in my A to Z project pan, and this is Wet n Wild in Brulee. I have already hit pan on this. I hit pan on it last year. It is now going to be a half pan, hopefully. This is just like the perfect lay down color on your lids. Like, just set everything and work over top of it. Perfect coloring. Love it. And it's like $1.21 Canadian. $1.21 Canadian. That's converting it from American 99 cents. $1.21 Canadian. I can't beat that. And my second one is also an affordable one, is Canadian product. It is a surprise. It came from out of nowhere. When I first swatched this, I'm like, this is boring as hell. It's a matte eyeshadow. I expect a little more. It looks like so much more in the pan, blah, blah, blah. And then I used it. I switched it into my yearly project pan for the 17-18 one. And that is Annabelle's single eyeshadow in taupe. And if you could see, it has quite a big dip in it. It's like the perfect transition color. I love it. And I didn't think I was going to love it, but fell in love with it. Surprise one. They're $5.95 Canadian. And there's 1.5 grams of product. That's a lot of product for an eyeshadow. It's a lot of product. Next is my eyeshadow palettes. And if you've been watching my yearly project pan, you know I have been working on a certain palette. And that is the Kat Von D Shade Light palette. I know this is so basic, right? So basic. It beat out my Tartist in Bloom palette, which is like my all-time favorite palette. But so basic, but so usable. It's like you can match anything with any of these colors in here. You could do like whatever you want. You can do just your basic everyday look. I'm just going to the grocery store. I just want to throw on a little eyeshadow, take a quad, there you go. Enough so that I'm panning or hitting pan on this quad here. I love it. I don't know how I missed it from 2015 when I bought it, but this year has been like, I love it. And I've tried a lot of eyeshadows. So that is my high end. Now I'm going to go into my low end, and it's not CoverGirl, which I thought, do I do the CoverGirl? Do I do it, the roses? I went with the Essence Bronzes, which is, again, another surprise because this is warm. And I suddenly have gone into warm. The pans in these are huge for one. Now, I will say not all of the All About palettes are created equal. The vintage palette sucks. Sucks. It's not worth your money. Don't get it. Don't even bother getting it. It sucks. The nudes is okay. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'm not like constant, oh, I really want to use the nudes. The roses is really good. This was great. I love this. And what's also shocking about it is these are all shimmers. They're all shimmers, but I could create an eye look using just this palette. Amazing. This is just like, this blew me out of the water. I was like, oh wow, that's awesome. And it's $5. Huge pans, $5. Can't beat it. So I do have an honorable mention because I know those are kind of basics. I have my Natasha Denona 5-pan palette. And this is palette 2. And I don't remember what the name was on it. It did have a name. But this made me a Natasha Denona fan. Love it. Love it. Love it. It's very expensive, but very good. And hey, I can pair it with this. Like, really, it's... I actually even gave one of these away in a giveaway. Like, that's... These are really good. Really good. My next item is my brow product, and this is a repeat, and it is still my L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in Brunette. I just haven't found anything that's as good. As good. The Nude Sticks one was pretty good, but again, it was a brow definer, which is the thicker one, which I'm not a huge fan of. The ColourPop Bangin' Brunette is really good though too. And there was one in either BoxyCharm or Ipsy. It was a Winky Lux one, which I actually really like. but again, it's not that fine line that I really like. For lip liners, I have one, and of course I have ColourPop. Oh Snap is my favorite. You can't get it anymore, so I'm just gonna stop talking about it. They discontinued it. I'm glad I have a backup. But this is my Milani lip liner in nude. This cost me $6.09 if I translate it from American to Canadian. And this is just like a perfect, there's proof that I use it. It's rounded, it's obviously been sharpened. It's just a perfect nude color. Perfect nude. And let's face it, most of the time that's what I'm wearing is a nude lip. And these are creamy, like super. I barely touched my hand to get that line. Super creamy. And I just realized I missed my mascara, probably because I don't have one in my collection right now. And that is the Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. Best drugstore mascara by far, has not been beat out by anybody yet. Nobody. And I will let you know that I do have the Lash Paradise Essence. You want a mascara, go Essence. I can tell you which ones not to buy. CoverGirl Super Size Mascara is so bad. Did not like it. Did not. I decluttered. I used it for 2 weeks and I was like, I don't get why people like this so much. I don't like it. So yes, for mascara, Essence is going to beat out any high end, low end. It's going to beat it out. I want to try a few more of their mascaras, but I'm afraid because I really like the Lash Princess False Lash Effect. That is the one in the green. Just so you know, the one in the green. I will say I really love the MAC Gigalash mascara for my lower lashes. That's really nice too. But, Lash Princess. What did I leave that in there? Lip gloss. This is a repeat again. My Urban Decay liquid, my Naked lip gloss. So much. It's in my project and I don't even want to use it because this is so low. It's down here and I like it. It's my favorite lip gloss. So I don't want to even use it up. Because it's kind of expensive to get too. Okay, for liquid lips, I have, they're nudes, they're all nudes. It's that's all I wear now is nudes. I never used to wear nudes. I used to wear pinks and purples and that's all nudes. It's weird. So, first, this is Smashbox Babe Alert. Has not been beat out. There are a few that are really close, and there's some that I have that I haven't tried yet. Enough to say, okay, they're better than this one. This is Smashbox Always On, I think they're called. Anyway, that's the color in Babe Alert. I like this color so much that I actually ordered another one thinking I didn't have it. How stupid is that? So I have two of those. Not that I'm sad. My next one is, so this was actually something I had gotten the year before. This one I actually got this past year. And this is the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in Rebel Rose. And yeah, I see the hype. So this one's Babe Alert, this one is Rebel Rose. So I have one that's $28 and one that's $6.08. I think I'd still go with this one, but really like this one. I do have an honorable mention, and this is the Maybelline Color Jolts, and this one is Never Bare. I have actually panned one of these, so I've actually used one of these up already. And there's that one. And again, affordable drugstore. Next, for lipsticks, I'm only putting in one lipstick here because it has been one of those years, and I've used this several times. I've been using it for months and months and months and months. This is my L'Oreal collection exclusive J.Lo's Nude. Like, you see that I've been panning this forever, but it is like, it's the type of lipstick that you can just stick in your purse, take it out, put it on. You don't have to worry about it going outside of your lips, nothing. It's just perfect. And I, for one, do not mind the smell of L'Oreal lipsticks. I know that's the biggest problem a lot of people have, is the smell of them. It doesn't bother me, which is funny. And my last item that I am putting in here is a setting spray, and that is the Wet n Wild setting spray, and I don't have a backup. So I don't have one to show you. I like it because it sets, the mister's not too bad, and it's inexpensive. Like, mostly it's inexpensive. This is something that you're not seeing on your face. You're seeing results on your face, but you're not seeing it on your face. So why would you want something that is so highly priced? Don't get me wrong, I love my Urban Decay, I love my Mary Kay, I love Skindinavia, I love those. But for every day, why do you need to spend that much? And the sprayer is better than the ElleS. I don't know. I guess my runner-up for it would probably be the Master Fix from Maybelline, but I just don't see the need to spend that much money on a setting spray unless it's like a special occasion, you're really, really desperate and you have to have it. Oh, might just be me. So that's everything from my 2017 favorites. Leave comments down below. Tell me what your favorites were. Were any of them my favorites? I'm guessing probably not, because I had a really weird, eclectic, congealed amount of favorites that a lot of them were from previous years. And they're things I don't even hear talked about anymore. That's what gets me, is that these are items I really love and I don't hear talked about anymore. You hear about this, but this doesn't even make my top favorites. So what are your favorites? Are they just because they're mainstream right now? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's where your favorites are. So that's everything. Much love. And I'll see you in my next video, which I'm filming again next. Bye for now.